because you're afraid. You lay in the darkness because you're alone. You think no one hears you, but I'm still alive, and I'm not afraid. I'm still alive, and I'm here to listen to anything you say, anything you want, everything you want, and anytime you bleed, because I love you, and I'm not afraid, because I love you, and I'm not afraid. No, not no more. You can't control all the machines. You just can't. I'll have to try that again sometime. It happens. In case you're wondering, God, I screwed that up. Thankfully, we have this version, and not by me.
Because you're afraid, you live in the darkness. Because you're alone, you think no one hears you, but I'm still alive. I'm still alive, and I'm here to listen to anything you say, anything you need, anything you want, anything you please.
whoa. And with that, it begins. Hi, everyone. Hello, out there in the world. Oh, man, it's good to be back. And I have to tell you that, well, so much to tell you that I don't know if my brain can even handle all the things I've got to tell you, but I'm just letting you know. This stream is a bridge to the next streams because I'm flipping tired. I am so tired that I can't even tell you how tired I am, but I'm tired. But I've been at it like from all ends. So, but first off, real quick, hello Claudio B. Hi Greg. How you doing, Greg? I still haven't been able to watch that video you sent me. So just to tell you, Greg sent me a video on my phone. I haven't had time to even watch it because it's been like, what? And then the phone rings or somebody texts me or there's about 20 emails I have to catch up with. So I'm like, I have to set this aside and I'll get to it when I'm on the plane or when I'm by myself somewhere because I haven't been by myself since right now. And it feels weird. But anyway, I digress. Hi, Todd, Enrique, Abel, Alfonso, JP. Nice to see you, JP. Jose, Lalo, ¿cómo estás? It was great to see you, my friend. It was so awesome. I have to tell everyone about, what we did in Lima, and I will. Scott, thank you for being here. How you doing, Mai? It's great to see you on the stream. Ariel, ¿cómo estás? Who else? Riva, Carlos, and it's now going so fast. Hi, Mikey, how are you doing? Wow, you have an appointment at 8 a.m. Get some sleep, dude. Yeah. Thank you, all of you, for being here. Number 20. I'm back from somewhat back from tour. I'm not 100% back. So, where do I start? Other than the fact that NMD did an amazing cover of Because, and that's what I played. And before that, I played a terrible cover of my own song because everything went out of sync. It was working so great right before the stream. And of course, everything went south. I think one of my clocks went weird and it threw me off. Oh, well, it is what it is. But one of the reasons that I wanted to start with that particular song was that Lima was really good. First of all, I'll get into the song in a minute, but I'm gonna be all over the place. I'm sorry. But gosh, did I already tell you how much I appreciate all of you for being here and how grateful I am that I get to be here and do what I do? Because honestly, I am extremely grateful. Believe me, nothing has made me more grateful than the last 3 days, and I'll explain that too as we get to it. But so the first thing I want to say is that Lima was fantastic. Amazing food. It was great to eat there. I'm like craving Lima food because I was thinking about Lima a lot before the stream. And it was so strange to leave so soon, but I did get a chance to see my friends and I got a chance to hang out for 2 days with them. And we went to Barranco, we walked around, ate amazing food, had amazing conversations. It was fabulous to play with T for Two in Lima. The combo went perfect. Couldn't ask for a better evening, to be honest. It was really fantastic. We had, I don't know, man. It was the craziest night ever. And Lima set a few things in motion, which was I knew that I was going to mix up the set quite a bit, starting in Lima. And then, of course, when I came When I came home from Lima, by the way, I'm getting way ahead and behind. Sorry, you're trying to follow me is going to be like, I don't know. It's going to be pretty terrible. So, like I said, this one's a bridge. Nothing was planned. I barely made it to the microphone after shaving and all that because if you had seen me like 2 hours ago, you would not have recognized me. Believe me when I tell you that. Because I've been up for so long. I've gotten sleep finally, but anyway. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. But anyway, Lima was fantastic, and it changed the way that the set was structured quite a bit. For starters, um, in Lima, while I was in my hotel room, I worked out a sort of, I want to say, intermission phase. Um, so I played around with my, reactor modular things, and I created like this 2 minute weird piece. And I thought maybe I could make this go into something else and it'll give me enough rest period. Because, you got to realize when I'm on stage, I'm by myself. And it's very hard to go an entire 2 hours straight singing, playing, and doing everything. Yes, I know Mikey's going to say The Cure played for 4 hours straight, but the difference between The Cure and Anything Box is that there's extra members on stage that can make the jam last a little bit longer to give, Robert a couple of minutes off. And believe me, 2 minutes here and there is enough to get your voice back. If you're not taking those 2 minutes, you are in a lot of trouble. And of course, you know that I talk in a lot and tell stories during the show. So that means that obviously there is no rest period. None. I'm literally singing from the time I get on and talking till the time I get off. So I had to kind of build some kind of weird instrumental bridge to give me a break. And that started with Lima. The idea came to me in Lima, so I started working on it in my hotel room. And that's what I did. And what wound up happening is that little weird instrumental bit that sounded like it could have come right out of distances. It was really strange and really bizarre. Wound up becoming an extra long version of transitions. And that gave me tons of ideas for Chicago and, of course, El Paso, which were going to come next. So, anyway, that was definitely. Um, that's funny, Steve. But, God, that chat moves so fast. Oh man, I can't. I can't. I'm gonna have trouble keeping up, but I'm trying. But anyway, yeah, Lima was fantastic. The fans were amazing, and I was really happy to discover that there's a bunch of podcasts that are happening in Lima that are based around new wave and all that stuff. So I made some contacts. Gonna switch to Spanish for just a second here. Si ustedes están escuchando desde Lima, quiero que sepan que lo disfruté inmensamente y que voy a estar en contacto con todos ustedes, especialmente los chicos y las chicas que me dieron números para los podcasts. He estado super full, pero tarde o temprano volveré a escribirles y todo eso. Okay, back to English. So that was the other surprising thing. A lot of people in Lima still didn't know that I spoke Spanish. So it was a little strange to kind of enlighten everyone. And I think everyone found it quite surprising, which wound up being really cool, though, because I was able to do some cool little bits that I enjoyed. But the show overall was really, really good. And it was, oh, thank you, Riva. Thank you. Um, Marco, thank you. Thank you so much. Marco on Facebook and Riva is on Twitch. And Enrique wants me to come to Tijuana, which is fine by me. And Steve wants to know the over under on Pisco Sours consumed. Actually, I was a good boy because A, I knew that if I drank too much, I could ruin the show. And B, um, you know what happens if there's too much of that stuff. So I had two pisco sours at the Yakana bar, which, by the way, that was really, really cool too. Getting back to the Yakana bar was fantastic. So I want to say hi to the Yakana bar. I'm going to say it officially. I want to say hi to the Yakana bar and thank you so much for hosting me. And of course, I want to say thank you to Bizarro Music and all the people that brought us over. We had a few rough spots along the way. The week wasn't without some incidences, one even involving a chicken wing, but I won't talk about that. But it was funny. But some really cool things happened too. So as the stories come to me, I want to tell you them because I know I'm gonna forget to tell them. One of the coolest things that happened in Lima was that when we came back from sound check, there were fans waiting in front of the hotel with their 12-inch singles and CDs, and Will from T for Two and I were out there with them signing things, and and for some reason, it dawned on me that they were there, um, kind of far from the venue. So I asked them, like, what's going on with you guys? Aren't you going to the show? And they were basically saying, well, we came here to get everything signed and to take pictures, but we're all broke, so we can't go to the show. And I was like, no, you're going to the show. So I got them on the guest list, and I was able to get a few fans in that couldn't afford to get in, um, both in that area and in front of the hotel. It was really fantastic, and I was able to get them in, and it was nice to see them in the crowd. So I didn't get a chance to talk to them after the show because it was sort of crazy after the show. There was so many things going on, but I do want to acknowledge them and say that I saw you. And thank you for giving me the opportunity to do something nice for you because you guys do amazing things for me. So the little that I can give back, however it works out, I love doing it. So I just want you to know that. So anyway, so that's the whole semi speech. JP says, "Are you able to play that 2 minute mix from Lima?" It would be so weird to play it because nobody would understand it. It's like a weird. Think of it this way: it's a weird modular bit, and it goes into sort of a Stranger Things theme. Um, and it's just a really crazy thing with some backwards noises, and I had some analog stuff happening at the same time, which I programmed, and it's just enough time that I got a cue so I could come back on stage and do something else, which saved me so much in the next two shows, but it wound up being different songs, but I'll get into that later. Well, let me put it to you this way. I would play it for you, but it unfortunately is on this machine, and like, I'm serious. Think of the little blippity bits you heard before the thing started. It was sort of like that, but with a bunch of atmospherics. But I'd have to like load it up. Maybe I'll play it for you next week. Because there's some crazy stuff happening that I got to tell you about. But first and foremost, let's play a song. So the first song I want to play you is a demo. Well, it's not a demo because we never recorded it. So this is from 19. I don't think I ever played this one on the stream, but for some reason I let my gut pick the songs and the different tones for tonight. So if this comes off crazy, sorry. But this is from 19. I will play the song Maribel, and then I will come back and we'll talk based on my notes. I don't know what I have planned. Maybe nothing. Who knows? Uh-oh. There goes. the Paris street. Maribel, why did you leave my heart on the Paris street? Where my life just turned to stone. Where my life just turned to stone. It's funny. Well, it's not funny, but it's ironic. I think this is an interesting study of you can all you have to do is watch me and you can see how human brains work and don't work properly. So, as I was listening to the lyrics, I realized the song is about Paris. And Paris has been on my mind because, of course, the riots in Paris. So it must have been circulating in my head so that when I came across the folder of songs, that one stuck out for some reason. Because I remember thinking that this evening, why do I want to play that one? And like I couldn't get it in my head why that particular song I wanted to play it. And now I understand. Because the romanticized version of Paris that was in my head in 1986 or 88 is now on fire. And don't ask me where the connections lie between the two, but somewhere in there, my brain knew what to do, and I don't know, things happen. This is what happens. And this is what happens when I'm on stage, because everyone thinks, and rightfully so, that every single song is pre-planned and that I've got the set completely laid out. And the truth is, that might be about 20% true. The other 80% is where does my heart go? Where does my brain go? What am I hearing? Like, things are happening within my head. And so I often take the set into really strange places. So the Lima set was really strange that way. Do I have it? I don't have it in front of me, but I did post it on Twitter. Although what I'm going to do is post all the sets together when I do the last show of this run, which is coming up next week, which is in San Francisco, which gives me time to basically do the following. Hold on. Let me see if oh God, I forgot, didn't I? Yeah, I totally forgot. I forgot to do something. Oh man, this is what happens. I think that I'm on top of things, and then I realize there's a lot of things I still didn't do. So yeah, I'm getting ready to do one more show before this tour is over, and obviously I didn't forget about the show. But oh, great, seriously, you're kidding me. Now I can't get into the actual show itself. No. Well, let's see. Dude, I'm not a robot. Well, I'll have to show you a different way. Maybe you'll have better luck than me. So, yeah, and that didn't work either, did it? Uh-oh. Yeah, nothing's working. Nothing that I wanted to work is actually working. Let's try this again. There it is. Nice, thank you. So on Thursday, July 13th, I'm playing San Francisco, California at the DNA Lounge with DJ Shindog opening. And that's going to be fun. I actually can't wait because I haven't been to San Francisco in a while. It's been a long time. So I'm quite excited about this. This is the last show of this leg, and I had barely a week and a half basically to get ready for it. So why am I telling you this? I don't know why I'm telling you this. All I know is nothing. I know nothing. Oh my god. Oh my god. So, El Paso's in the house. I see. Yes, yes. And this is how the rise of the machines begin. Indeed. So, um, what happened was that in Lima, I changed the set quite a bit. And I came up with a weird system. And the system involved basically any song that I had rehearsed, basically, um, was open to being in the set as long as it fit a certain criteria or mood. So I broke up everything into sections and moods, which was really strange. I've never done that before, and it really worked, and I really enjoyed it in Lima, and that held through because from Lima I flew home barely enough time to wash my clothes. No lie. I basically landed, washed my clothes, redid the set, um, had to do this crazy stuff, which, yeah, I guess I should tell you this too. So, this has to do with the books. So, the house that we rent an apartment in got sold. And basically, I had to clean out my garage and store the books up here as well as other stuff right before I left for Lima. So that was a big disastrous mess, and I couldn't even clean up everything because I had to leave. And when I came back from Lima, I barely had enough time to inspect the books, count them because that's the other weird thing I had to do is count books. And then the CDs had not arrived, and I think it was right on the day that I was leaving for Lima that the CDs arrived and I had to pick them up. Um So, yeah, the minute I got back from Lima, I barely had time to even think about packing anything other than getting my clothes ready for the next show and getting on a plane to Berwyn. And that was the stint that was the hardest because um right after the show in Chicago, basically, Berwyn, Chicago. I say it both, it's the same because it's in the area. But the jet lag from South America to Chicago was already pretty bad. So my clock was all completely off. But thankfully, Chicago time's closer to Lima time. So it wasn't so bad, but bad ish. The saving grace was that the sound was really good in Chicago. I really enjoyed it. And the ladder was there. I had my drums and everything was cool. People were great, but for some reason, because that's who I am, I do stupid things like this. I I have this terrible habit, which was one of the look. I even wrote it down as my one of the titles. I don't know. I don't know if it's going to show it, but let me see if it does. No title. Boom, there it is. Back from touring, the 180 books. I'm going to talk about that and terrible habits. What terrible habits? So, um, terrible habits. The most terrible habit, creative habit that I have is that I tend to complicate things and for no good reason. Sometimes it works in my favor, and I love when it does, which is probably why I do it. But on the other hand, it can really complicate things in a bad way. So, to give you an example, the book was supposed to be a zine at first, and it was going to be 16 pages. It wasn't going to be hardcover. And then it turned into a much more complex thing. Oh, maybe we do have to have CDs. And then, of course, it got more complex. Oh, I'm going to do an open edition on Tezos. So, all these different things. Oh, the NFCs. Everything becomes complicated. So, he, ooh, ha, that's so funny. I'm going to tell that story, Krista, in a second. Stay tuned for that one because it's good. Unless you're looking at the chats. If you're looking at the chats, well, you won't be able to see that one until I don't know if you'll see that one tomorrow because I think never mind. Anyway, I'll get to that story because it's a good one. But yeah, I did complicate the set when I was in Chicago. I woke up in Chicago with basically 6 hours to myself, which was good. I should have slept, but I couldn't. Instead, I wanted to do because. And I had it in my head that it had to be in the set. I knew how it would sound in my head. I was going to take that 2-minute stint that I told you about that I used in Lima, and I was going to turn that into because somehow. So I laid out all my equipment inside of the hotel room, worked out a version, which I had to time it a certain way because I thought, well, even if I finish the version, I have to have it ready by sound check and I have to have practiced it enough that I feel confident that I can pull it off. And to make matters worse, I thought I'm going to play drums on it too. So, as it happened, yes, I wound up doing it and it worked, except for this funny thing that happened. I wanted to film it, and my idea was that I was going to play it for you guys when I got back. But I handed my camera to this one guy thinking that he's going to film me because I thought I was pretty clear. I said, it's already filming. Just point at me. And if you get nervous, just give it to somebody else, but just keep pointing at me. Because the idea was I was going to get the fans to film it. I would do it. And then you guys would have some crazy live show filmed by fans thing, or at least that segment of it. But instead, what happened and threw me off a little bit while I was on stage was I kept watching my camera going further back into the audience, like someone else would give it to somebody else. And I was like, am I seeing the end of my camera right now? Like, is someone just going to walk out of the venue with my camera? So that was kind of funny. So I was trying to pay attention to my lyrics as I'm singing them and trying to play while watching Where Is My Camera Now? That was the game that I was playing, which was kind of funny. If you really think about it, it's funny, right? I should have planned it. But anyway, I didn't. And it wound up coming around just in time to record the ending bits. So I did get to play that and listen to it, and it doesn't sound too bad. So maybe by next week I'll fix that and maybe we can watch that. So the funny thing is I thought I would do it in El Paso and it wound up not happening. I wound up doing a completely different song in El Paso. Um so yeah, the set changed pretty drastically in mood from city to city. But yeah, oh man. You don't even know. People were funny. Instead of filming me, they filmed themselves drinking, which I thought was like, really? That's what you're going to do? You're going to film yourselves drinking? Oh my God. It was funny. Only in Chicago. That's all I can say. Among other funny things that were happening. But overall, I was very pleased with that show. The only downside, of course, was the minute I was done on stage, I literally had to get to the hotel with 1 hour, and I'm not kidding, 1 hour to pack, 1 hour to get a little sustenance in me and try to sleep for 45 minutes because I had to be right up and grab a shuttle to the airport, literally within 2 hours after I played that show. And that is exactly what I did. I got back to my room, ate the. I can't tell you what hotel it was because I stay there every time, so I can't tell you this time. But there's another reason why I can't say, but you guys can figure it out if you search high and low. But yeah, 2 hours. So I got back from the show, basically all sweaty or whatnot. Jumped in the shower, ate some cold food that I'd had left over on purpose, just in case I didn't get anything, and packed all my gear. Made sure I had everything because I always do a little cross checking in case I have to run back to the venue. And literally set a timer for 45 minutes. Tried to sleep. I think I fell asleep in the last 20 minutes because I was so nervous of like, what if I sleep through the alarms? Luckily, I didn't, but it was pretty crazy. And then I got to the airport. Had to get there early because, of course, TSA opens up all my bags because they have to inspect everything. You know, you can't see it, but back there, there's a bag that is my main bag. It never gets checked. It goes with me on the flight because I can't have anything broken on that bag. I just can't. So it goes with me. So it was funny because just so you know, it's a 50-50 chance that TSA will open everything or that I'll go through without a hitch. So my hope was I'll go through without a hitch and I'll have an extra 2 hours of sleep while I'm waiting for the plane. But of course, it wasn't in my favor. I kind of got a 40-60. They opened up my bags. But the minute they started to pull things out, they realized it was going to be like a long thing. And I explained, look, I'm flying to another city. I'm a musician, blah, blah, blah. They let the bag through. And I was able to get on the plane and sleep for 1 hour before I landed in El Paso. Well, actually, Dallas, where I had a layover of 3 hours. And I couldn't sleep when I got there. I just couldn't sleep. It was funny as shit. I couldn't sleep. I could not sleep. I swear. So, yeah. And then I'll tell you what happened because it was kind of funny too. But anyway, let's play a song. So, this was found finally, which was an IR that I made. I think I told you guys about this before. So this is literally a reverb that you're going to hear, which is 10 seconds, and I'll just play it for you. That's just me doing some ahs in two random keys. And the idea was I was going to use them as a reverb impulse response. And I think I've told you about that before. But anyway, I'm going to play a song from I can't even think of my own records. I am tired. I didn't even tell you why I'm so tired already. Let me just think for a minute. This is from the third Diary album. And it's funny because the title of the song is the title of the record. So all I had to do was actually look at the song and I would have gotten it right. That's how tired I am. So this is the title track of 7 Sleepless Nights. Listen to the reverbs. Anyway, while you're doing that, I'm going to turn on some visuals, which are working here, but they didn't work in Chicago. No, in El Paso. I don't know. One of those. Hi, vey.
Seven sleepless nights in my head, in my head, in my head. 7 sleepless nights in my heart, in my heart, in my heart. Whenever asleep, I dream of the same thing. Whenever I sleep, I see all the same things. 7 sleepless nights in my head, in my head, in my head. 7 sleepless nights in my heart, in my heart, in my heart. Whenever I sleep, I see only your eyes. Whenever I sleep, the fire is deep inside. Whenever I sleep, I think of your lonely face. Whenever I sleep, I dream of the kiss you gave. That tasted like wine, that tasted like wine.
Oh. 7 sleepless nights. That's what it feels like. So, um, yeah. So basically, here's the other things that were happening. So this is actually a funny story too. So I took merch with me all the way to South America, sold nothing because there was a mess up in the way that things were done. So I wound up bringing all the merch back to the US with me, that sucked because it was so heavy. After being convinced that I should take some, I sold nothing. I don't know if T for Two did. They may have sold a shirt or two. I think I had 2 shirts stolen, which is kind of funny. But um, but yeah, we didn't get a chance to you know sell anything there. Of course, that changed in Chicago, and I have to say this because in Chicago, there was 4 wonderful teachers. Yes, you heard that right. Teachers, school teachers that actually sold my merch for me at the venue. And I didn't get to thank them all personally because things were like crazy. So I had to like, yeah, but the hope bags weren't from me. All the funny things that happened, all that merch that you saw, Lalo, it wasn't mine. It was bootlegs. My stuff wasn't even on display. So great. So that part was a little crazy. Next time we have to figure that out, I think. But I kind of knew that going into South America because that happens a lot. So I had to kind of, I should have known. But yeah, my merch, no go. But I saw some really cool shirts that I didn't design, which was kind of cool. And I saw some people wearing them at the show, which was kind of funny. But this happens. It happens to every band. I'm not gonna complain. It's just funny. It was some bootlegs, but it was funny. I have a good attitude about it, as you can tell. But which reminds me, never mind. I'll tell you that story another time. But yeah, at any rate, I wound up dragging all this merch with me across the entire planet again, which was not cool because it was so heavy. So I was very grateful, extremely grateful that that bag got half full, um, thankfully, in Chicago and almost empty by the time I left El Paso. So at least fans got their stuff and that made me happy. But meanwhile, I had to, you know, coordinate with home. Like, are the CDs safe? Did you pick up the extra shirts? Because there's shirts that were coming in. So a lot of different things that were going on at home. So yeah, all that stuff. And I had ordered all the, the different shipping things that I was going to need for the books and, all this crazy stuff that's still happening. So, I'm going to give a quick update on the book because I think that that's something I should talk about. Half of them went out yesterday. Yes, you heard that right. Half of the amount of books went out yesterday. The other half I was packing since about 9 o'clock this morning up until 45 minutes before this stream. I packed the last one literally at 6:45 ish. So all of those nicely packed and all that, they will go out tomorrow because I'm going to drive them to the post office. That was another funny thing. I got to tell you. It's so funny. You think about when you do something like this and you wonder what is it going to be like when I show up at the post office with 100 bags of books, and that one didn't get thought through all the way. But luckily I had a really nice person help me out at the post office and it was good. And Jeff Gonzalez says, "Claude, call me." Sure. How can I do that from here? I'm on a stream, but I guess. So, but anyway, um, so yeah, it was crazy to be in the post office with all these boxes, and they were asking me questions about the book and all this stuff, which was fun. Tomorrow I'm going there with like twice the amount of boxes, so it's going to be funny tomorrow. But yeah, as of tomorrow, every single book will be gone, which is good, because you guys will get it. And I've gotten a couple of direct messages on Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, Bandcamp, you name it. I got it. I got a DM of a couple people asking me about the PDF version, and so I think I should talk about that a little bit tonight because it's kind of a big deal. The PDF version is going to be a little different because there are things in the physical book that connect to digital artifacts, and I'm going to put it that way. And those things are reserved, of course, for the people who physically own the book. And so the PDF is going to be different, and it does involve a few hours of work for me to figure that out. And I don't think it's going to happen until I get back from San Francisco because I don't think I'm going to have time. So, so yes, there will be a PDF version, but give it a little time. I definitely don't want people flipping through a PDF book or posting things about it when people haven't received their physical books yet. So that's an important thing to me. So once I kind of know that most people have gotten their physical books, then, and maybe not even until the second printing, then I'll do a proper PDF for the release and I'll add it to Bandcamp. And of course, the people that have the physical book will be able to download that too and get it. But I just wanted to make sure that people knew that there will be a PDF. But, what's funny is I'm seeing your names go across the screen and I'm like, yep, I packed that one today. Yep, I packed that one today. So it's kind of funny. It's really funny to me. Like I got to tell you this, and I hope I don't like do something stupid like break down or something because I don't want to, but I could. The immense gratitude that I felt packing those things, and seeing your names and being able to be part of it in that way, because I know you probably know this, but maybe you don't. It's not like I just handed 200 books to someone else and said, "Here, pack these let's get these out to people, or um, that kind of thing. I could technically someday I will, because obviously as things grow, I may not be able to sit there with every single book and do what I was doing, which was complicating things. But I'll get to that too. Um, but it was one of those things where it was nice to see people's names and just think, oh yeah, I see them on the stream. Oh, I just met that person. So that kind of stuff is trippy and cool, and I love it. So hey Yuma, what's up? Oh, thank you, Esmeralda. Esmeralda on Facebook says, Claude, you're a unique human. I don't know that I'm unique. I just do my best. I do the best I can. I'm getting mushy. But uh, Mai says, one music. Oh, God, that just literally jumped, and as I was reading it. Oh man, where did it go? Oh, there it is. Mai says, one musician friend says that he feels a bit sheepish when he goes to mail out a new release. It does feel a bit odd, but at the same time, I see your names and I meet you in person, some of you, and some of you years and years later, I meet in person. So to me, it's a big deal. I value that. Who knows? Um, I don't know. I like, who knows how long, we're all here, right? But at the same time, I've been doing that since forever. In fact, one or two names that I saw today, I was like, wow, I can't believe I've known this person since 1988, when we were just starting out, and they're still on the mailing list. They're still buying stuff. They're still supporting me, man. Like that stuff, it just floors me. So that was interesting. So this funny thing happened. So the idea was I was just going to sign all the books. I couldn't do personalized for everyone because then it would take way too long. But I signed 99.9, well, I signed all of them. But what I started doing was I started drawing pictures in them. So they're all unique. I'm going to tell you right now that not a single signature is exactly the same. Every single one is different. So every single one of those 180 books, when you open it, where you see where I signed it, it's completely different than the other. And because of that, I decided I would complicate things a bit. So what I did is I did this weird performance art thing, which I can't show you this week. I'm going to try to show you some of it maybe next week or the week after. Like I said, I have a lot to tell you. Um, but what I did was I kept thinking, why don't I rig up a camera? Like I should document some of this stuff. So I discombobulated the work area, and this I did it in 2 days, by the way. Well, technically 3 days. I discombobulated the entire work area, uh, created a space in the garage, mounted the camera and the lights so that I could film some of the books being signed. And then I got this crazy idea to complicate things even further, which was, why don't I take random photographs of the ones I'm signing but not look who they belong to? Just random photos. And then later, people will have to figure out which book is theirs. And that could be fun. And then maybe I could turn that as into something like part of the PDF or something, or something like that. So I thought that would be fun. So I took random photographs, uh, and I don't mean like 50 or even 60 photos. I'm talking about maybe at best 20 at best. Um, so there's 20 of you that are going to have very unique books. So, and I can't even tell you who you are because I don't really know until later when I saw the name. Like, oh, wow, they'll be happy if they find themselves. If you find yourself, you can find yourself by looking in the mirror. There you are. That's me. Sorry. Aw, thank you, thank you. Ah, you guys, don't make me get all emotional. Okay, I gotta play a song. Here's another song. And yeah, I'll come back before something bad happens. Listen to the words.
I fall in love with an idea. I thought the answer was clear. And then I wandered into where I've been, and I don't know anymore. Tell me who is to blame? Who is to blame? I don't belong in this world anymore. I thought I had the answer in my pocket. I must have fallen asleep somewhere on the way, but I don't know what to say anymore. So tell me who is to blame. So tell me who is to blame. Tell me who is to blame for all I've seen. For all I've seen. I looked into the end of mirrors and I found I followed every path. I thought that I was sound. I've stumbled all across the roads and then I fell, and I know. So tell me who is to blame. So tell me who is to blame. Oh, tell me who is to blame. 'Cause I don't know. No, I don't know.
Ha! As a funny quirk of fate, um, because Yuma said, "Hey, you should just bring your book, bring my book." I would have had I thought of that detail. There was a couple of people that are from San Francisco that are going to the show that I know are going to the show, and I was like, I should have just packed those in my suitcase, and I could have just handed it to them. But truth be told, I think those went out yesterday. But that's okay. They're out. They're on their way. But it would have been funny to do that, right? To like show up with a package and like find this person or like be on stage and like, "Hey, is so and so here?" and just give them their book. That would have been awesome. That would have been like the best thing ever to complicate things. Too bad I didn't think of it, but it is what it is. But yeah, as a today, So let me explain what's going on here. I didn't have leisure time. Leisure time would have been that I have from the time I returned from El Paso till basically Wednesday of next week to pack these books up because, the next show isn't until next Thursday. So that would have been nice, but we had a vacation planned that was coordinated with friends and family that is going to be in Vegas. And this has been planned for a while now. So I couldn't get out of it. Not that I would want to anyway, but we leave for Vegas on Sunday. So it was like, come back from El Paso, must have all the books out, and then pack for vacation and have to take all the equipment with me because I'm flying from Vegas to San Francisco. That is my schedule. That is the way that it's been working this year. So it's kind of crazy. Oh, I see. Okay, so Brian on YouTube asked a question earlier, and I wasn't sure how to read it, but now I kind of got it. Brian says, if any one or more significant life experience has influenced your work, all of them. Um, I'm I'm empathic, which means that everything affects me. Um, so anything going on in the world, that affects me. Anything in my personal life, it affects me. Things in my friends or family's personal lives, it affects me. All those things have an effect on me. And so all of those things, that's where my work kind of got influenced. But I feel like um, there's other spiritual things at work that guide me in certain directions. And I've been really good about listening to that inner voice as often as I can. When I don't, I usually fail. So I've been trying to be more cognizant of where my inner voice is guiding me. And might not even be an inner voice, but an outer voice up there somewhere. Um, you know, uh, I don't know who this, I don't know what's going on with you, Jeff, but I can't just call you. But, um, I'm trying to go back up the chat, see where this all started. No, can't see it. But, but so yeah, like my, my schedule's crazy right now. So this is something that happened on my way to Lima and was an ongoing thing between Lima and Chicago. As you know, or may know, I was in New York and we played. Oh, oh, now I know what you're talking about. Yes, yes. I will have to call you, Jeff. Now I understand what you're talking about because I don't have my screen in front of me. I do know what you're talking about. Say no more. I will get a hold of you sometime soon because right now my schedule's like a crazy person, but I will. Um, so no, no, no. Hey, Brian, you did not make me upset. Not in the least. I think those are the good questions, man. No worries. Um, so um, I knew I was going somewhere with this. My mind has gone blank. Oh yeah, yeah, the event that happened. So uh, on my way to Lima, as you know, I'm still part of that documentary that's being filmed, and they were asking me for footage. And while I was in New York, um, we managed to save this tape of what is probably one of the last Anything Box shows. in New Jersey, and it was filmed by one of our friends who was an art student at the time. And this footage is, in my opinion, some of the best ephemeral footage of ABOX that I can think of. And yes, Steve, it does seem like a long time ago. And one of the things I thought about doing with this show once I get it is, unfortunately, it was recorded in mono, and that's kind of sucky. But I was thinking that besides cleaning up the video a bit, um, I'm thinking that first of all, I will master it and I will make it stereo. However, it occurred to me that I could use some interesting new um, software and technology to separate tracks out and maybe get a better mix than is even on that tape. And that would be amazing to match it up with that video because I think that's one of the coolest A-Box shows I've ever seen of the old ones. Um, but I'm definitely going to do that. And I was able to see some of that footage while I was literally, I mean, I saw the footage when we were watching it on VHS, but I saw the transferred footage while I was on my way to Lima. And meanwhile, Ursel, if you're listening, thank you so much, Ursel, for doing that for us. Ursel was also nice enough to transfer an old, it was labeled as a rehearsal tape, and it said side A is the same as side B, but that's just me being a smart aleck. I knew that there couldn't be the same thing on both sides. I wouldn't do that. And I found uh, some gems, some other demos that we hadn't heard, and a really nice version of Voss, and which is an old song. A really, really nice version of Heaven, Kiss of Love, just some cool stuff. And so that tape was transferred also at the same time that I was out and about. So I haven't even had a chance to sit and watch it in full to go over the footage, even since I've been back, because I've been literally 24/7 packing books. So that's just to show you like how crazy my schedule is. But that will be a stream that's going to come up. One of the streams I want to do is to play that video in its entirety. Um, and then we'll post it on YouTube, of course. Unless, of course, it makes the documentary, in which case you'll see it on the stream, but you won't see it on YouTube. I don't know. I'll have to discuss that with the people that are working on the documentary. They may decide the footage is too old. But it's such, it looks so cool that I really want to. Um, Brian says AI enhance? No, not really. But what you can do with AI is do frequency splitting. So you can say, I want to take the bass out and the vocals out so that I could process them a little bit better. And so you can hear the vocal a little nicer over the music. Because in some cases it gets buried, or the reverse, the music is not loud enough. So these are things you can fix if you have the separate tracks, at least 4 stems. And then you can make it stereo. So instead of the reverb and the delay being in mono, you can actually make it dry, bring the delay and the reverb back that you used, and make it stereo again. So kind of fix it up without ruining it. Which, I would love to do that anyway, just to play with it. So it's kind of like what I'm working on when I get back. I mean, and that's going to be a big project. So I think that'll be fun while I'm also finishing up the other record and working on the art for it and its book and a bunch of other things. But, like I said, it's been a whirlwind around here. So anyway, let's play a song. So this one, I wound up doing Soldier and Child 3 times this last stint. And it's really weird for me to do that song because it's not one that I usually would do. And I hadn't done it in a long time. So I think I'll just play you the demo version of it. And we'll chat on and hear some stuff. I don't know what I'm saying. Soldier and child.
In the place that we call home, we always suffer. Many people seldom know they waste their lives away. What they seem to hold inside their tiny, fragile hearts. What they want to whisper turns instead into a dream. Do you feel like a soldier? Do you feel like a child? The soldier is marching, the child begins to cry. The child begins to cry. Something out there calls to me. Can you hear the voices? My existence cannot be. There has to be a reason. Always so near me and always so clear. Always just loud enough to tear into my soul. Do you feel like a soldier? Do you feel like a child? The soldier is marching, the child begins to cry. The child begins to cry today. There's no way we're going to live throughout this loneliness inside. It fills my empty eyes. Do you feel like a soldier? Do you feel like a child? The soldier is marching, the child begins to cry. Do you feel like a soldier? Do you feel like a child? The soldier is marching, the child begins to cry. Do you feel like a soldier? Do you feel like the child? The soldier is marching, the child begins to cry. Oh, the child begins to cry. Oh, the child begins to cry.
Huh? So funny. Yeah, Steve-O, Steve-O, Steve-O. I wish, like, being completely honest here, I've gotten videos from people, not just from the New York show, which obviously you were so great, grace full to film, and I can't even speak. But no, people sent in some videos from each show, and I took video from all four shows, right, with my camera. Did I do it in New York? I have some of it. I don't know what I have. I have barely been able to look at the footage of my own camera because, for example, in Chicago, right after the show, I had to pack, get on the plane, get to El Paso, and when I got to El Paso, I had time enough to empty the camera, charge the batteries, to get it to the show, to do the show in El Paso. And then when I got back, I offloaded all that footage. So I haven't even seen all of Lima yet. I think I've only seen like a couple of seconds of Lima. So I don't even know what I have. So it's just a crazy, crazy ride I've been on where I haven't had time to review anything. I meant to watch the video of the VHS footage. I haven't even been able to do that. I saw it for maybe 2 minutes when I got to Lima in my room. Literally 2 minutes, because then I had to work on show stuff or we had interviews. We were driven around a lot in Lima to do stuff, by the way. So as you know, when we go to South America, it's a little crazy. You have to go to radio stations, newspapers, and all that kind of stuff, and you're just going back and forth. It feels like all of that just happened. Like it hasn't even stopped in my head. Like my clock is still going. Like next, 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 next. Like the idea that I was done packing the last book at 6:45 floored me. But I have to tell you, it literally felt like my body finally said, okay, you finished. You owe me now. And I'm like, 2 more hours to go. We have a stream. What? We have a stream. Then we can relax, at least for a couple hours, because tomorrow we have to go to the post office and then we have to pack and get ready for Las Vegas. And then while we're in Vegas, we're going to work on the set. And then from Vegas, we're going to fly to San Francisco. And after San Francisco, you're going to fly, come. That is my life. Anyone who thinks it's easy, it is not. It is not easy at all. Such it is. But I'm grateful because it is the life I chose. And so I have to be grateful that I get to do what I do. So obviously I am humbled by it. Um, but yeah, I do have a lot to do still. But I want to review all that footage and do some cool stuff because by not being boring. I do not like to be boring as long as it's not boring. So tell me, if I get boring, you must tell me. Oh, you're getting boring. But but no, to be honest, one of the things that happened that I wasn't aware of until I was doing all that flying and jumping around is that I hadn't drawn anything. And as you know, for like the past couple of months while working on the books and working on other things, I've been drawing a lot and painting. And I had stopped completely, so I haven't done anything for like 12 days straight, and that's really weird for me. So, I literally picked up a pen and started scribbling, and I think that that's another reason why once I started signing the books, I started drawing on them because it was the only time that I've had to actually draw something. So some of them you'll see are a little more elaborate than the others, but I was like getting into it and I was like, okay, you're not sketching right now. This is not sketching. You're supposed to be signing books and packing them. But obviously, you get into it and then you start like, okay, maybe I'll add a little flair to this. So it's been strange to get back into everything, but I'm happy that the books are going out. The rest of them are going out tomorrow, so all of you will see that, and hopefully you'll love it. And I'm hoping that I will be able to set the second tier in motion, but only after you guys have received your books and I've started to see some pictures, and we'll talk about that as it happens, because I'm so you have no idea. Like, some of you are saying, I can't wait for you to get my book, and I'm like, I can't wait for you to get the book because I want to see what you think about it. Like, I want to know what's going to go in your head when you see this thing. Um, but I will say this: I've had complete strangers look at the book and they're like, "This is really good. Can I buy one?" And I'm like, "Nope, sold out." So that's the part that's funny to me. And I don't know. I know I'm excited about it all. So I'm happy that they're all going out. And yeah, but anyway, I'm getting ahead of myself. So yeah, I've got a lot of things planned for the next couple streams. Again, I may miss the stream for next week because, of course, San Francisco. I will be flying home on the day of the stream, so we're going to skip a week again. But it gives me time, because what I'm going to be able to do is when I get back from San Francisco, I will be able to review the footage of that particular show and get in contact with the documentary. The documentary. See, I can't even speak. I'm so tired. I am really tired, guys. I'm not even joking. I'm exhausted. But remarkably, I have to say, my new regimen is definitely working. I've not had migraines in 3 weeks. I didn't have a single migraine while I was out on the road. I didn't get so much as a cold. I'm doing pretty darn good. Vocal cords are good. It's a little raspy, but they're healing quite well. There's nothing crazy going on with my vocal cords, so that's good. So I cannot complain. Gonna be working on my San Francisco set, and I have a couple of tracks that are gonna be harder to sing, but can't tell you what they are. But if you're going to San Francisco, comment below tonight and tomorrow when I post this video. If I post this video tomorrow, if I'm able to. If not, I'm gonna post it from the plane or the airport somewhere, or Vegas. I don't know. At some point I'm gonna post the video on whatever's. And yeah, see, I'm losing it. And when I do, um leave me your wish lists for San Francisco, and I will play it. So yep, next week, San Francisco as a DNA Lounge. I will see you there. And that ends this stint of the tour. Things pick up again in August, I believe. Not sure. Well, if it's August, it's coming right around the corner, isn't it? Shit. Or am I thinking September? I don't know. There's nothing on anythingbox.com yet, so I'm taking it like I have a week off, at least, maybe 2 when I get back, which is good. I need it. It'll help me to work on that stream, but anyway. I digress. Let's play something. So I'm gonna play this. So this is the version of Dead Stars that I played in both, I want to say, Lima and in Chicago or El Paso. I don't know. One of them got skipped. I can't remember which one. But anyway, this is the version that I played. I'll put that on with the UFO cam, and this is it's like a rough mix of the live version.
As I write down these words of mine, will they be found, or will I be lost under oceans and frozen hills? Will they burn up and fade away? and sold on golden rays of star. You and I should know that someday it's time to go. So let it go. We all want to live and not die, be remembered for more than one life, going over what we once were, to embrace it all and be loved as dead stars haunted by the darkness, fill the empty void. 'Cause everybody knows the future is the soul of golden rays of star. You and I should know that someday it's time to go. So let it go. Save us from this path of darkness, through the empty void. Break us out of all this madness. Tell us where to go. 'Cause someday we won't be dead stars haunted by the darkness. Fill the empty void. 'Cause everybody knows the future is the soul of golden rays of star. You and I should know that someday it's time to go. So let it go. So let it go. Ooh, let it go.
So yeah, that's the. Oops, sorry. Sorry. That's the version that I Sorry, this is gonna hurt. Oh, there you go. That's the version that I like playing live. It's been working really well. Um, I'm probably going to play it in San Francisco. I should, at any rate. But yeah, no, I've got a good set planned for San Francisco. What I still haven't figured out for San Francisco is what I'm gonna open with. I'm still working on that one. But I've got time because while I'm in Vegas and I have a couple extra days in Vegas, when first of all, let me explain something about Vegas. When I go to Vegas, um, I more than everything else people watch, and it's kind of like I soak it in, but I'm not a gambling type person, so um, which is funny. But everybody else is, so I just kind of hang out. So I will have time to just kind of sit with the set for a little while and figure out like what it is I want to open San Francisco with. So that's a big one. That's always the hardest thing because here's the funny thing about opening songs. And this probably goes to every band on the planet. You always dread the first song because you want it to be something really good because you want everyone to be like happy that you're there. But at the same time, the opening song is usually a good indicator of whether the sound system survived sound check and the opening band or whether it's gone to hell in a handbasket. And the funny thing is, you're gonna if it's the latter, not as in ladder, but latter, you will have ruined a really good song. So you better choose your opening song carefully because if you're ruining one of the first songs and it happens to be a really popular one, you're screwed. But at the same time, you kind of have to. So what happens, what people do is they like to play a new song when they open, which I think is a really terrible idea because when you play a new song, people don't know it. So you're playing a new song and it sounds terrible because the sound system has gone to hell in a handbasket. And now they're like, God, that song sucked. And so they have that impression in their head that that's what that song is like. So my recommendation, don't do a new song to open a concert because at least if it's a recognizable song, they're like, I know this song, I know what it's supposed to sound like. So sound system has gone to hell in a handbasket, so something else is happening. And of course, usually by the end of that first song, it's worked out, and then the second song really is the thing that starts the show. So the opening track is always a difficult one because I always want to play a really good one, but at the same time, I'm always wary that it's going to happen, that things are not going to go my way. So through the years, I've learned, not that that means I use the lessons well, because I've screwed up the lessons too. So I thought I heard someone back there, but yeah, we didn't do phone calls this time. I think we'll save the phone calls for next time. Um, but Krista says, I hope you get to rest a bit soon. I am so tired. My body hurts, my mind hurts, my head hurts, but I can never stop. If if that was you that popped in, I'm so sorry. I'm half blind, literally. Like, IMAX, I love you. Just FYI. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Um, I feel the same way. I'm going crazy over here. Um, Everything is tired. Um, yeah, there you go. Carlos on YouTube said Hollywood is a good example. Exactly. Opening song. It was going to be awesome. And what happens? The sound cuts out and all this crazy stuff happened in Hollywood. But admittedly, what was awesome about the Hollywood show, and I'll just say it because it's part of the tour of 2023, although it seems like ages ago now. It's been a long year. What was cool about that though was that when the sound cut out, we had no choice but to do a little bit of a cappella between the audience and I. And I have to say, they sang really well and they sang super loud and it was so awesome that that was a save. So, and I think it took 3 songs before we got Hollywood kind of sorted out. So, yeah. So it is hard to pick the opening song and get it right. So that's the one that's what's got me thinking. Um, the good thing is that in San Francisco, I think there's one band that's opening, which is good, which means technically that sound should be kind of worked out. So we shouldn't have any real weird trouble. So, I try not to jinx it, but, you know, I have to, I don't know, pick, be careful what I pick. Anyway, let's play a song. Um, Yeah, I'm gonna play another demo because oh, so this one. Uh, oh, sorry, I'm getting ahead of myself. Ah, okay. I'm gonna explain. This demo that I'm gonna play you um, is a rehearsal, and on that tape is actually this song, which thrills me to no end to have two versions of this recorded. Because we never got around to recording this song. So I'm going to play you the demo from the cassette that I have, which is not the best. And hopefully I'll be able to play you the version that I do like a lot. But this is the Martyr, and I'll be right back. and I forgot to turn the mic back on. What am I doing? What am I doing? I'm trying not to fall asleep. That's what I'm doing. Honestly, I'm so tired that oh man, you can't you have no idea how tired I am. But what I'm going to do is start planning for the next stream is going to be either that tape or that VHS. That is the goal. That is the total goal there. Unless, of course, um, I start showing you some footage from the last couple shows. It depends on what I get to when I get back. Um, but my thinking is that I'm going to get to the shows before I do that. But we'll see, because my mind is like loopity loops. It's doing loopity loops, blippity blippity loopsy loops. That's what my mind is doing. But thank you so much for being here with me tonight. I really do appreciate it. It's great to have come back and to get back to the stream. It feels a little odd, but at the same time, it doesn't. I missed it too. I want you to know. I did miss doing the streams. Every time a Friday would go by, I'm like, oh my God, I'm not doing a stream. I'm not doing a stream. But it's good to be back. For those of you that joined me tonight, thank you so much for being here. I know you have a lot of other places you could be on a Friday night. It's not like we're all quarantined at the moment. Quarantined at the moment and have to worry about anything. But, here we are. And I'll keep you posted on things. I hope you're following me on Twitter. That's where I'm the most active. I don't know why. I don't know. I don't even know why, but I am. That's where I'm the most active. Twitter at npop. Um, Obviously Facebook. Obviously YouTube. Obviously everywhere else that there might be somewhere for me to be, I'll probably be there. But I haven't been that active on Instagram as of late. Um, they changed a few rules and it kind of put me off for a while. So I've been kind of straying from Instagram, but I'm going to stick to the ones that I stick to the most just because I can't be everywhere at once all the time. It becomes very difficult actually. So I've been kind of keeping my online activity, to be bitterly honest, more towards Twitter because I'm also keeping up with news and other things. So that one kind of is my go-to. So if if you need to get a hold of me or talk to me or whatever, that is the easiest way. Um, Facebook being third on the list, I do use it, especially the band page. So obviously, you see me there and the blog and all that good stuff. But it's good to be back. And yeah, I hate to cut it a little shorter than usual, but I am tired. So what I'm going to do is play the last song. Um, Actually, it's a twofer. So it's a song that I wrote in the car, and I decided I would record it in the car. And I happen to have my recorder with me, which, by the way, one of the best tools in a musician's toolbox is a darn good portable 24-bit recorder. It is the most priceless piece of equipment that I own. I am not joking. It is one of my favorite pieces of gear because it weighs almost nothing. And when you feel like recording something, you just record. And it sounds fantastic for what it is. So this was recorded in my car. It's a song called The Fire. And when that one's done, it'll go into the demo of Such a Cold Day. Not with crossfades because I'm not DJing, so it's going to be kind of like rough, but hey. And after that, I am out of here until I see you guys again. in the not so boring future. Hopefully, things in the world will get a little better, but it is interesting. I am following the news. I'm trying to stay away from it all, but it's kind of hard not to. Oh, I hope they find out whose cocaine that was, though, because that would be interesting to know. I'm curious, aren't you? I am. I can't say that I'm not. But anyway, here we go. UFO cam. We'll turn off all the weird visuals for this so that I'm as dry as can be on cam while I turn things off. And here we go. The fire.
You lit the fire, and my heart it is burning. I taste your lips, they are sweetened by the yearning. I breathe your picture, and your eyes are a fury. They bring on the fever, and my skin heats the air. Just how far can I go on this way? Just how far can we hold these flames at bay? I lit a candle and it flickers and flutters. The dancing flames of your stares, it reminds me. I kiss your lips, the sensation ephemeral, as the fire consumes me whole. Just how far can I go on this way? Just how far can we hold these flames at bay? You lit the fire, and my heart it is burning. I taste your lips, they are sweetened by your yearning. I breathe your picture, and your eyes are a fury. They bring on the fever, and my skin heats the air.
I'm part of it. Can't you see it?